I'm about to show you the strongest items in the game, the only mystic skills you shouldn't ignore, and a broken farm that is so insane it will 100% be getting nerfed. First, we need to talk about energy, because if you fall behind, the breakthrough coming in 4 days is going to feel awful. Right now, the smartest way to use your energy is sword trials, joint battles. Do them until you can exhaust your energy, or until you at least have 1 to 200 left. They give you Ebony Iron, and we need a ton of these to upgrade our mystic skills to level 3. It's expensive, 10 Ebony Iron per level, but here is the one good news. Right now you can reset any skill of your choosing and get 100% of the resources back. So now is the perfect time to experiment, try everything. If a skill sucks, delete it. If it's fun, keep it. But no matter what build you run, these 4 mystic skills are mandatory in both PvP and PvE. Drunken Poet, Dragon's Breath, Soaring Spin, and Seasoned Breeze, especially if you PvP. Lock those in, and the rest can be broken down into personal preference. Next up, I want to go over the best farm in the entire game that's completely broken and might even receive some nerfs. The first thing you want to do is come to this location on your map. Here there'll be 2 NPCs talking, say hello. Then you want to head over to this cart and exhaust the dialogue. Once you've exhausted the dialogue, we gotta go kill some forts. The Gourmand Grove, the Buddha Fort, and then finally we'll have to kill the fort, the Tiger Fort, as we are a kitty hater. Afterwards, come back to the Court of San Van. Keep talking until you get a headache so bad, not even Tylenol can cure it. After waking up from the cat's betrayal, you'll be in a new zone with infinite respawning enemies. This is where the fun begins. Pull all the enemies. I recommend also having a fan on you to allow you to tank everything with much ease. Pop the heals. Now once you got the whole horde, jump up into the air. Press 1, then hit 9 here. This will unlock the Buddha Clap. Perfect for massive AoE. Just do it again. This is kind of all I did, was just spam Buddha Clap with my strategic sword. And then the fan is a back bar heal, and I was able to absolutely roast these enemies into the next dimension and get them for all their loot. Once you murder everything, the items you'll get will be shown on screen. You can also get additional weapons and armor here. And then once you want to leave, go to the top of your screen, click exit, and you're out. Don't worry, the quest is safe. I'll show you how to get back in. If you want to head back into the quest area, smash quest, exploration, and then hit K to return to the quest point. This will allow you to infinitely farm the mobs. Now, after a while, they'll stop dropping loot, aka weapons, but they will still drop the crafting materials, your Scarlet Flame Ointment and Pine Resin Ointment. They'll keep dropping those, but they will eventually slow down on the weapon production. If you want to make sure you're staying ahead of the pack, talk to my boy Baji. Here, you'll have the oddity exchange. You want to make sure you have at least 9 oddity for the next breakthrough. You can easily check by coming here and seeing exactly how many you have at the bottom of your screen. Right now I have 9. That is perfection. Why is this? Because that 10 extra vitality that we get from leveling up will finally give us access to Dragon Head, a very good ability that at the moment we still cannot use. Therefore, make sure you have at least 9 oddities. You get these, by the way, just by running through the map. You can either do this in flying mode by holding space and going straight up into the air, or the running mode. Something else you want to make sure you're ready for is your arsenal. This is extremely vital for the breakthrough. As you can see here, I have 2000 max HP. If I get rid of this ring, I go down by 170 health. That's quite the devastation, especially when you can keep maxing it out, as the more mastery you can get into your arsenal. So because of this, make sure this is as high as possible, even though it doesn't give us more min and max attack. Now what does this mean? Well, at level 61, we'll be putting all our old 56 gear into our new arsenal. So because of this, let me give you some tips to make sure you get the maximum amount of stats for the next breakthrough. 1. Make sure your gear is fully leveled up. 2. If you can, get a purple bow and a purple ring. The way you do this is by hitting craft, coming into this menu, and at the bottom right here, you'll see the materials it takes to craft it, and at the top left, you will see gear level, everything a man needs to become a full god. You can gather these materials either by hunting, by going into the sewers, or by purchasing them from a merchant across the map. A good one is this guy right here in Kaifeng, Huanier, as he has cold iron, Dushan jade, and a bunch of materials. Now, another pro tip I can give you is while recycling, you can delete everything in here except high gear score items, as this will increase our mastery in our arsenal. Something else I want to touch on is items like this that have a legendary tune perk. So when you go to tune your weapon, it will give you a guaranteed gold stat. These are extremely important and you never want to get rid of them. But here's the funny thing, when you go into recycle, they don't show up. Therefore, all you have to worry about is not recycling top gear score. Another important thing is if you're looking for top tier gear, something you always want to make sure is check the first passive. If it's purple, it will almost always be better than an item that, let's say, is blue, as long as the gear score or martial mastery is relatively close. So because of this, prioritize purple items over the blue passive. Make sure you have some stone balloons. These can be acquired by clicking Wandering Path and heading into sword trials. You'll have a probability of getting them, or doing the dungeon. You'll also get a probability, but if you have none and you want a more guaranteed route, this is where you use raid here, as it's guarantee you to get one per boss kill, so 2 in total. Now before the breakthrough, we'll also need some extra toxic powder, fire oil, and aqua wax, just to have some extra dots on our side. This will also be used to level up our divine crafts here, such as fire, water, and poison. Sadly, not the last airbender. While farming these, you'll acquire grease. These grease can then be used to level up these trees to make them stronger. While farming these, we can also get items to upgrade our mystic skills. This is very important because not only are these breakful critical for martial mastery, as each level gives you about 50 to 100. As you see, I dropped that one. I lost 200 mastery alone. And something we need, well, are the vicious fruits. And we get them the same way as we get the grease and the fire powder. They all kind of go into one. Now, before we head out, we want to make sure we head into bag and consumables and get us some chicken noodle soup. This will grant us an extra 20% chance for harvest while gathering some nice herbs, some of that premium chicken noodle soup. Our chicken noodle dealer will be located right here on the map. Click let me have a taste. He'll size you up and think you're a nice hunk of meat. Afterwards, grab your home cooked meals. This will give you the 20%, where the signature dish will only give you 10. Once you have bought this, open up your map, and on the right hand side you will see a flower icon. These flowers will allow us to click them, and then they will permanently show on the map. As you can see, I've already absolutely cleaned out the vicious flower for poison and some vicious fruit. If you guys want fire, it comes from Buddha tears. These will also drop you Buddha tear roots. And the water materials, well, they'll drop you beauty garments and beauty plumes. If you're having a hard time finding the resources, just hit Wind Sense and it will show you the exact location. This is extremely useful because I'm as blind as a bat and I need all the help I can get. Something that's also very nice to have, because I need to be top damage every time, are these boss passives. Make sure you click into the boss before you go fight it, as you'll have mini games you have to complete in order to get extra damage, extra survivability, just allow you to be top dog each and every time. My favorite example is the Sleeping Taoist, as this requires you to save 2 of your useless teammates while transformed as a donkey, making you the true a-hole of the match. You do this, it'll give you 30% extra DPS. This is why some people just do so much more damage than you. It's not because they're better, that's impossible. It's because they can read this description and you can't. If you are arena enjoyer, make sure you're also leveling up your arena talents. You get them pretty fast, as you only have to generally do a couple of arenas before you unlock them. That you should be doing is saving your Jadefish, not your boy. I am already broke as a homeless man and I'm already begging for money again, as these will allow us to buy these gold boxes. These gold boxes will have legendary gear, and if you want to save them for the next breakthrough, which is in 4 days, this is a fantastic thing to do. It'll get you ahead of the curve, get you more damage, and allow you to look good. If you don't care about that, then you don't have to spend your fishes here, as you'll get the gear eventually. It'll just take longer. But if you want to know how to grind fish as fast as possible, there is a few ways. One is the bounty system, the vendetta. Here you can head in and you'll see Jadefish rewards for killing these little NPCs. They only take about 2 to 3 minutes and you get 500 Jadefish. You can also kill players. Players will net you a nice 3k, and sometimes, you know, they're absolutely terrible and it's like taking candy from a baby, and I'm all here to bully the weak. It's survival of the fittest at the end of the day. Also you can do, if you want to do bosses and get Jadefish, is just to do trials. Here I was getting 400 to 500 Jadefish, a boss trial for dying. Yes, I can die and make money. I never thought life would be so easy. I was dying to this boss quite a bit. It doesn't really matter what difficulty, I think. Make sure you're staying up to date with the Taping Mausoleum. Get 8 out of 8. And Divine Challenges. Make sure it's also 8 out of 8. You can click T at the bottom here and you can claim rewards for extra jades and coin if you are getting kind of broke. As you know, rent's been going up, boys, and your man, he needs to eat. This is a great way to make some extra cash. Do your guild activities. You can join my guild at season.100-48547. That's not my phone number. You know that's my guild ID. We have 72 out of 80 members, and we're going to be doing the guild raid. If you're in a guild and you're not in my guild, you should be doing this every week, because each week you get your own special guild raid. This guild raid will give you chests, stone attunements as well, plus some gold and XP. This can only be done if it's filled with all your guild members, so I highly recommend doing this if you can, as it's just free loot. It costs you no energy. We also have a new event, Ties That Bind. This is some free reward, so just click inside. It takes 1 second. Plus, you get a cool pose at the end. Who doesn't love free stuff? I know I do. That's why I take stuff from Walmart without paying. Oh no, that's just Twitch streamers nowadays. Finally, let's make sure our inner ways are as high as possible. The best way to do this is by destroying books. You can lock your books by clicking on them and clicking this top icon. Here it will lock and you cannot accidentally destroy them. I'm going to go over a quick rundown of what's best in slot for most builds. If your build attacks a lock, 5-fold bleed is absolutely amazing and is something you should prioritize. Getting your moral chant to its highest level, a must. Then making sure the weapon main of your choice is as high as possible is all very important for the vast majority of builds. Now, your backup weapon, for me, be the Wolf Chaser Art. This is also important, but definitely not at the same priority as these three. I would also recommend saving Insightful Strikes, as this is a very good inner way. It just comes up later, especially when you get to the 4th passive right here, 50%. So if you have some extra books or you just don't understand on what to get rid of, I'd recommend saving these books. Now, another thing you can do instead is go to conversion here and look to what can be traded into Insightful Strikes. Then you can just save the counterpart of these books instead. A great example is right now I have 15 Insightful Strike books where I have 23 of this sword. Therefore, I could just destroy 15 of these and eventually trade those 23 books into my Insightful Strikes. This will maximize my power towards the end game. If you guys enjoyed the video, smash the like button, subscribe, become a YouTube channel member, or check out this video. Brothers, I love you all in peace.